Hey guys, what's up? Green Machine Sam back with another video, and today we have another episode of Georgia Southern Eagles Dynasty. Now, of course, we are done with the season, going 10-3, winning our bowl game against Ohio. Now we are heading into the offseason, and this is the most important time of the season, really, for the team, right? This is building, this is getting players developed, this is doing all that fun stuff, and getting a move on to the next season, and getting ready for the next season, right? Bringing in recruits, getting guys developed, and really getting a good look at what we have going into the next year. Like I said, we already looked at, of course, the roster at the end of the last episode. Really just trying to figure out who's leaving, who's not. We do have a couple offensive linemen that are high overalls. Hopefully one of them will be able to get drafted. That would help us out at least a little bit. Nobody else should really be leaving. I don't think anybody's going to be transferring out that we're purposely that they're going to be leaving under their own power. I think it's more going to be us probably having to, cut ties, encourage transfers for a couple players going into the next season. I think we're in a very good spot. We really are. Going to go ahead and take a look at the season stats, of course. Morris Moffett, 3,300 yards on the dot. 32 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 67 completion percentage, and 10 yards as an average per throw. 253 yards per game. Very, very good start to his career. That is a very, very good stat line. Less than a pick a game. Almost 3 touchdowns a game. No. Right? We played 13 games, right? So, yeah, it's about 3 touchdowns a game or so. No. I don't know. Not quite. Whatever. You get the point, right? Still a very good season. Terrence Gibbs, good season to end out on. I think he would get drafted in real life. I think this is a pretty decent stat line. 185 yards, 185 carries, 945 yards, 5.1 average, 9 touchdowns, 72 yards a game, only 1 fumble on the year for him. I think that's a very good stat. I think he probably would end up getting I think he would get drafted. Maybe not super high, probably in the 7th round or so, but I think somebody would take a chance on him. Deion Browning, though, the man, the myth, the legend. Deion Browning, 56 catches, 953 yards, 8 touchdowns. Jordan Woolen, 47 catches for 832, 6 touchdowns. Elijah Walton, 51 catches, 689, and 3 touchdowns. And Josh Dallas, the third down merchant, the slot merchant, the red zone merchant, 36 catches, 642 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Terrence Gibbs, 25 catches, 226 yards, no touchdowns on the year for him. And Javante Nagy, 21 catches, 191 yards, and 3 touchdowns. We're really the only guys to really get major looks. The rest kind of here or there, not really anything too particular. Sacks aren't really the biggest thing that I look at. One person that really sticks out is Josh Schulters. Playing that guard position, but ultimately getting moved out to right tackle and starting the remaining 11 games after not really playing the first 2 games. And then Johnny Brown was pretty good for us. Robert Wright's going to be a guy that's going to be back next year and ultimately going to be looking to improve even more. Ethan Williams also looking very good. Hopefully they can continue to develop. AJ Powell, I'll admit, one of his sacks was more on me than it was on him because I stood in the pocket for like 5 seconds. I'm not going to lie. One of the sacks was on me. The other sack was definitely on him. He definitely fucked up. Rich Carney being a pass protector and letting up a sack in the one game he actually fully played in is kind of crazy, to be fair. But ultimately, not bad. Trey leading the team with 85 tackles. Like I said, I still need to learn his name. I'm recording these episodes back to back. Sacks, not really too impressive. Franklin Renfro, the freshman speed rusher, getting 7. Elijah Lacey with 5. Stefan Green with 5. Kevin Breeze with 2.5. We need sacks just across the board. I think the defense just needs to play a lot better. 4 interceptions for McDowell, 4 for Antavius Murphy, 4 for Brown. 3 for Jackson, 2 for Washington, 1 for Wooden, and 1 for Hill. I think all of those guys did pretty well this season. Nothing too spectacular. I don't think there's any defensive touchdowns. No, there were 2 safeties, Jackson and Washington, able to get those tackles on those outside plays. Chase Fulton, not a bad year, just nothing spectacular. 16 for 22 on field goals, 53 for 53 on extra points. He missed 1 inside of 29. He didn't miss any inside of 29 to 39 range. He missed 3 inside of 49 range, and he missed 2 from the 50-yard range. Punting, nothing too spectacular. Alex Smith and Fulser will both be out this season, as they are both, I think, seniors. Yeah, so we'll be missing out on both of them. So we do have to go get a kicker and a punter, so we do have to go after Demarius Dwyer more than likely than anything else, but still not a bad year, all things considered. Like I said in the last video as well, we lost by 3 to UAB, who looks like they lost probably their conference championship and their bowl game that they got put into. So kind of crazy that they ended up losing their final 2 games of the season. Stanford losing to them by 5, and then of course losing to Georgia State by 3. So yeah, ultimately losing by 11 combined points over 3 games is very, very heartbreaking. Just considering 11 points isn't a whole ton of points to come by in just 3 games, right? That's two extra touchdowns, and we're winning 3 more games. We're potentially going undefeated. We're potentially making the playoffs as maybe like a 12 or 10 seed or something like that. We would have probably gotten smacked. We probably would have got our fucking shit shoved, but still. Sucks that we ended up not winning those games. Hopefully we can bounce back next season as well. Gonna take a look at coach stats just to see where we're at. We are 26-13 on our career. We are 3-3 against rivals. We are 3-4 against top 25, and we are 2-1 in bowl games. We are safe as of right now, but we still need to perform a lot better moving forward. Records, I'll go ahead and take a look at records. I would highly doubt any of our players are setting records for our team so far, but I could be incorrect here. I don't think I've seen anything stating that we have anybody. JC French was pass yards in a season. Apparently he had 6,000. No, in a career. So if Morris Moffett has this year that he had last year, by the way, he will take that over. This is not the good Adrian Peterson. This is the Adrian Peterson that played actually for the Chicago Bears, I would assume. I don't think there was any other running backs named Adrian Peterson. I know there was an Adrian Peterson on the Bears at one point. Elijah Walton actually has the career record for both receiving yards and receiving receptions. JC French has the career record for throwing touchdowns, and Morris Moffett only needs 5 to beat that. As well as, I don't know where Deion Browning is, but 2 good seasons, and he'll probably be above Elijah Walton for both of those as well. But interceptions, I would hope one of our guys can get there. Receiving touchdowns, I would also hope somebody will get there. Hopefully Kevin Breeze can break Brett Russell's. I'm hoping to have this whole thing kind of moved out. I will check out season just to see where we're at with some of our guys, especially a guy like Morris Moffett who has had good seasons. Yeah, he already has the most passing yards in a season. LV Bunkley Shelton actually had the most receiving yards in a season for us. Morris Moffett already in here with passing touchdowns, and Josh Dallas already in here with receiving touchdowns. So 3 of our guys, one of them really our guy, Morris Moffett, ultimately looking really good. And then we'll go ahead and check out games just to see where we're at with that as well going forward. We do not have it for passing yards or really any games besides Morris Moffett passing touchdowns with 5. So Morris Moffett really already making a name for himself in the record books of our program. So let's go ahead and sum a week. We did take a look at early National Signing Day. I didn't look at any dev traits. That is something we should look at once we do get a chance. But we did get Stafford. We got both of our coordinators poached from us. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I don't have to fucking worry about firing them. I am looking for, of course, a guy with a recruiting tree more than anything. That's going to be the main person that I would want to go after, is somebody with a recruiting tree, and just none of them have a recruiting tree. Do I take the tactician then at that point? Like, I think it would be taking the tactician at that point, right? Because he's not past the second bar. Brock isn't past the second bar. He's actually worse than Van Ginkel. He's technically past the second bar, has a decent amount to tactician. It's so fucking stupid that you can't see their trees and try to determine what they're good at. I understand that's not completely like real life, but still. Okay, so he's past the third bar on tactician, and he's past the second bar on recruiting. That was the same guy. For some reason, it loaded him twice, even though I moved over to Artie Rudder. He is worse. So it's Bruce Stumpf that I'm really considering. I think he's the main guy right now. But Luis is a higher level, pro style North Texas that would help us. and he's almost maxed out on tactician, and he's halfway in between 2 and 3 on recruiting, whereas Bruce Stumpf is not as far on tactician and about the same on recruiter. So yeah, it makes sense to go after Luis here. Luis Brkovic. That's who I'm going to make an offer to. Hopefully we can get him. Going to do the same thing with defensive coordinator, of course. He has a good recruiting tree, so he's at 3, but he's more on motivator than he is on tactician. I would rather have a tactician and recruiter. He's at 4. That would be a huge increase. Yeah, so it's Merrick as of right now. Merrick is still probably the best option. They're both getting interest as a head coach, though, so we might not even be able to get them. It's still Merrick. I think it's Merrick. Yeah, it's Merrick. I'm going to go after Merrick. Hopefully we can get him. If we can get him, then we'll have 2 decent recruiters. Luis isn't as good of a recruiter, but I'm not too worried about it. Bama as well. You can look at the pipelines. You really can, but it just doesn't make as much sense to look at pipelines. Like, pipelines just aren't going to make that much of a difference overall. I just want to see what job offers are out there. We only had 2 head coaching options, and it's UNLV and Utah. Utah wouldn't be too terrible of an organization to go to, but like I said, this is the Georgia Southern Dynasty. This isn't fucking head coach career, you know. This is Georgia Southern Dynasty. I'm gonna send to the next week. We'll have to look. Because I think you only get like 1 or 2 weeks to really hire any coordinators, which is fucking stupid. Because then you'll just get auto-assigned somebody, and you're like, I don't want that fucker. Like, okay, we got both of our guys. So, I'm going to look at their... Can I look at their trees yet? Wow, you have nothing unlocked. That fucking sucks. Oh, we didn't even... No, this is the old coordinators. Okay, so we don't get to see theirs yet. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll get to see theirs until off-season and coaching changes are official. It does say hired. I just want to check to make sure that it actually is 100% hired. I would assume we ended up getting them. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to look again next week. I hope we did get them, and it's not just like showing me that I'm still offering on them and we're not going to get them, and then we're going to get stuck with some random motherfucker. Chauncey Smalls and Chester Loeffler both decided to commit. So Chester and Chauncey both commit. Demarius Dwyer, we are in the lead on. Like I said, he's not a bad kicker per se. 89 kick power definitely isn't the worst in the world, but I would like to get somebody a little bit better. It says hired, so I'm gonna trust it. Hopefully it does actually end up hiring them. National championship. Look at CFP bracket real quick. It is Alabama versus Oklahoma. 13-3 versus 13-2, 7-8 seeds right now. So they'll be taking on. Wow, so Ohio State got upset. And so did East Carolina. By the way, the way it determines some of these fucking seedings is so stupid. As in my Marshall dynasty, I literally went undefeated, but because I only played 6 conference games, for some reason, since I didn't have the most conference games played, I didn't get a conference championship, which means I didn't get an automatic bid. So I had to play through every single round of the playoffs as like a 14-0 team. It was the stupidest shit. So, just wanted to vent about that. Apparently, if you don't schedule enough conference games, or if the game doesn't schedule you enough conference games, you're going to get fucked over and you won't have the potential of getting an automatic bid, apparently. Staff moves. Let's go ahead and make sure that we did end up getting our guys. Yes, we did end up getting Luis. He's on the hot seat, apparently. That's not fucking true. I don't even remember who our fucking guys are, by the way. I don't even remember who our guys were, so I don't know where the fuck they went. I would assume they both left for head coaching positions or higher end coordinator positions, but whatever. I don't care. They're not somebody I'm going to really schedule against. If they were head coaches and if I remembered them, then I would consider looking at that, but I don't really care enough, to be fair. Simulate to the next week then, and the season recap. We did get increases to pro potential, so I wonder if one guy is getting projected to get drafted. Oh, and Tavius Murphy is leaving us. Yeah, I figured he would leave. I didn't think he was going to leave this early, though. As a 90 overall corner, who every time he was on the field, it felt like he was getting burnt, is leaving for the draft. Projected to go round 1. I would leave too there, dude. I would leave too if I was being projected number 1 overall. In real life, I think Johnny Brown and Colin Clancy would probably get drafted in the later rounds. Josh Dallas and Terrence Gibbs would probably as well as Alex Smith and Chase Fulser. They both had decent careers as well. French would probably go undrafted. Bolden, Washington, Johnson, and Masco would probably all go undrafted. Oh, Masco lost his red shirt. He decided to graduate and leave. Okay. So there goes that plan of having him around. Glad I fucking knew that. Well, that sucks. So he's leaving. And we're also losing Tavius Murphy. So we just lost 3 corners without my knowledge. Diego ends up committing to us. We are still in the lead on Moses Snow, the run stopper. Did get a level up here, so we will have some points to spend once we do get the option 2. And Tavius Murphy, the only guy getting drafted, but still helps out our pro potential. That does lock out a lot of recruits if we didn't have pro potential. We'll move all of our commits up so we can just focus on who we don't have at the moment. Chauncey Smalls gets moved up as well. James DiNucci gets moved up. Our 4-star right guard, Jerron Little, gets moved up. I do need to look at kickers. That is one thing that I will need to look at because I really don't feel like having a walk-on at this point. Eric Cushenberry, I just don't think is fast enough for me to really commit to. I'm just going to go ahead and take him off the board. If he wants to go to Coastal, go to Coastal. It's not that big of a deal at this point. Brett Burks. Jake Gee, I'm going to send... Can we hard sell on him? That would be 8, 8, and 4. No, so we can't hard sell on him. I'm just going to send the house after him. I want him on the team. Tommy, I need to get... So we're going to... I think I said I could hard sell on him. Yes, I can hard sell on him. So we're going to go ahead and hard sell on him. Get him set back up properly. Hard sell. We're going to schedule a visit. Championship contender. And then we're going to send him his extra points. Get him up to 75. I know that depletes our points like crazy. I need to know what Brett Burks is, though. Is he a gem at least? He is a fucking gem. Okay, yep. I need to go hard after him then. I don't know the rest of his shit. And even if I did, I don't think we have the... We'll go ahead and set him up. I can't. I don't know any of his shit. And everything that he has unexposed right now, besides Coach Prestige, is probably not good. I'm going to take the send the house off real quick, and we're going to go ahead and look at his hard sells. Because it has to be something with Conference Prestige, right? And 2 of the other ones that are not X'd out yet. So it could be this one, right? It could be this one. Are there any others that have Conference Prestige and then 2 of the ones that aren't currently X'd out? It does not look like it, right? Because we're just going to go through. This one can't be. This one can't be. This one can be. And then the rest don't have Conference Prestige besides that one, and those both can't be used. So it is this one. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to schedule his visit. We're going to have him come in on Coach Prestige. It's not the greatest, but we're just still going to sell him on it just to see if we can get him in on it. I know we're going through a lot of points right now. Trust me, I know. But I want to lock up some of these guys that are very good for us. Caleb Coates. He's so close to committing. I don't think it really matters anymore if we fucking know what he is. Moses Snow as well. Romeo, I think, is also in the same boat. So we'll just send 10 points after each of them. Demarius, I'm in on, but I'm just not really willing to put points on at the moment. I'm going to go check fucking the transfer portal, see if we can get a couple guys. See if there's any 4-stars that want to come. There are no 5-stars in the entire transfer portal, which is unrealistic as fuck. Elias Robinson. I've had this motherfucker in one of my other We got Miles Wood, a slot corner. We got Lenoris Sellers. Isn't this the guy from South Carolina? Yeah. We got Jericho Washington, Kadon Wibdy, Elias Robinson, Layden Thomas, Roddy Orr, Reese Mooney, and Devin Smith, and then Jarian Graham. I guess it really just depends on who we would want to go after. I think Miles would be fine. Lenoris Sellers, I think we got quarterbacks at this point. I think we just let him go to fucking... I think we just let him go to East Carolina. I don't care enough. Jericho Washington, I think I might go after. Wibdy. This guy could be technically not an actual guy. Tight ends I'm fine at. Roddy Orr, I think I'm going to go after. I don't want to add all these guys. Elias Robinson, I'm not going to add. It's not because I don't like him. Some high-ranking schools are going after him, so I'm not too in on him. Sellers, like I said, I'm not going to add. Layden Thomas, I think we got tight ends at this point. I'm not too worried about it. Reese Mooney looks like, yeah, he's a field general, 6 foot, 207. I don't need another field general. No offense to you, but... And we're on the outside looking in on these two. I think we're fine with the guys that we added. We'll check out 3 stars as well. Nathan Jennings, true freshman, power back. Rico Pruitt, power rusher. Victor Evans, a corner. It says true, but sometimes this isn't real. Sometimes they come in with their red shirt, which pisses me off when it's like, oh, true junior, and they come in with their red shirt already taken. The problem is with so many of these guys, it's like, do we have the time to really fucking, use them? Because a lot of these guys as well, you don't get the off-season boost that you would get for other guys. So it's sometimes not worth it. I like power backs. I'm going to put Nathan Jennings on there. I'm going to put Rico because he's a freshman. But I'm not too ecstatic about it. I don't think there was really anybody on the list that I think we really need to go after at this point. I'm going to look. I just need to look at the team. We're going after quarterback. That's fine. We already got our one running back that we absolutely need in Brendan Averill. Receiver, I think we need 2 guys. We're going to get Jake Gee here, or we should anyway. Tight end, I think we're fine on. We're getting a lot of boost to our offensive line. Going to get 2 more here. Going to potentially get Pruitt. I think our D tackles are fine. I think our linebackers need some work, but we already do have 2 coming in with 2 more on the way. Corners, we're kind of fine at, but I would like to go get Miles Wood. Yeah, I'm going to go get Miles Wood here. I'm going to send him 50. We're going to go get Jericho Washington. Going to send him... We're going to send both of them 65, actually. I think these are 2 guys that I kind of need to bring in at this point. Safety, we got Ty Ritzman. I think I do need to go after another safety, though. Do we just bring in some of the other corners then on the transfer portal and just hope and pray that they can get moved to safety and be good in those roles? Probably. That's probably our best option at this point. Most of the safeties are locked up. Yeah, run support safeties, not going to be very good. I'm going to be honest. Are there any corners available? Nope, not fucking at all. Not at all. So yeah, our best option is probably going to be transfer portal at this point. Is there anybody on any level probably showing that they are still good? This Quan guy, I'm going to look at. Luter, I'm going to look at real quick. Carlos, I'm going to look at. You have offers on the table. You're open, but you have offers, and everybody's closing in on you right now. I'm not too worried about it. Chris Phillip, I guess we can look at. I don't like looking at run stopper edges. They just never work out. They're more for the 3-4s. Is there any receivers that even somewhat interest me? I don't want route runners. I really don't. I know I can fucking search, but then it just like takes forever. Okay, I do need to look at a couple kickers and punchers, though. I'm going to grab a couple power guys. Bo Fox apparently has interest in me. This guy has interest in me. And you have the same last name as one of the guys I'm going after. So we'll grab you as well since you're power and have interest in me. And if you are even slightly in the running, I'll probably choose you over the other guys just because of fucking storylines, I guess. I'm not going to have any points left over. Jesus fucking Christ. I really need to get some of these guys locked up. I'm not too worried about Nathan Jennings or Nico Pruitt. I don't really care. If they want to go somewhere else, I'm probably going to hop off of them. I'm going to just be 100% truthful in that at this point. I really don't want to spend the points recruiting, scouting. 87 kick power. 90 kick power, that's pretty good. And he has decent accuracy. 88. I think these two are the guys that I would kind of want to go after. Chad Gee and Bakari. Bo Fox, get off my fucking board, you bitch. I'm just going to put fucking scholarships on these guys for now. Okay, I got 15 points. I think the move will probably be to spend them and just get him locked up at this point. Get him pushed towards getting him fully in. And then everybody else will have to just wait until next week to fucking get them done. Like I said, I still need to look at other kickers and punters. I just don't have the points that I normally do. And I don't have the recruiting class set up as well as, you know, some other guys. Caleb Coates does sign, but that only gets me a little bit of points back. Rico Pruitt, JMU is making a real push for. So I'm probably going to just lay out of him. Like I said, if they don't want to be here, if other schools are going to recruit them super heavily, I'm not going to worry about them too much. I just don't think it makes sense for me to spend the points on them. I'm going to save my points here. My coach points anyway, that is. I just don't think it's worth. I'm going to take these 25 off of Demarius. I think he'll sign with us either way. He does have 89 kick power, but he only has 71 accuracy, which is the big problem. I would much rather go with the other guy that has 90 and 72. So I'm kind of out on him at the moment. Caleb, get moved up. Romeo, we're still in on. Indiana's making a push for him. Brett, I can't do anything else. I sent you on a visit. I'm hard selling you as best I can at this point. That is right. 8. Oh, I'm not supposed to fucking hard sell on you. I fucking got that confused. I'm not supposed to sell on you. That fucking doesn't help. You don't have enough good enough grades for me to hard sell on you. I don't know what the fuck I was looking at. That's insane that I just did that. 8 plus 8 plus 4. That's not a good enough hard sell either. I can potentially bring him on a visit, but he should be fine this week. Tommy should be fine this week as well. Hopefully I can get him. Miles Wood, we're in front on. Playing style, I guess I could sell him on. Get him in on a visit. Jericho. Proximity to home as well for him. We'll send him on a visit. I think we got players at linebacker. I think I'm just gonna take my points off of Wibd at this point. Yeah, I'm just going to take him off the board. I don't think I'm going to go after him. We're going to spend the extra points then to go after Orr here. We're going to take 25 basically and send them his way. God, am I really going to fuck up this recruiting class this bad? Rico, get off my fucking board. Nathan, 87 speed is just so hard to play with. I'll have Bryce Baker. I'm going to take him off as well. God, this is not going the way I was hoping at this point. Okay, we just need to lock up guys at this point. So we're fully maxed out on these guys. Snow we should get this week. Romeo, I need to know if you're... Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're fucking good. Yeah, we're going to send points after you then. I'm going to bring you in on a visit as well. No, we're just going to send points after you at this point. No point in bringing you in on a visit if it's not going to really help all that much. So send 75 your way. Carlos is good, though. We'll bring him in. Fuck it. Finish out scouting this guy. Luter, get off the board. I don't really need you. Chris Phillips. You're good. I'm going to send some points after you then as well. We're at top on him. We'll take another crack at some kickers and punters going into the next week. Because like I said, I don't think Demarius Dwyer beats out these two. 88 and 74. I think I'll take the decrease on the 1 kick power for the 3 accuracy. And then I'll take and then Bakari is better. So go ahead and take Demarius Dwyer off as well. I think we can get the other two. So that frees up some options here. We can definitely go back to the portal if we need to and see who we can still potentially get. And one thing we do have to keep in mind as well when we're doing this is that if we bring too many guys in, we don't have the option. we'll have to cut people, right? So that is something I do need to keep in mind. Rodney Sharp apparently does have offers on him. We'll go ahead and take him off the board then. Or people were at least interested in him, so I'll just go ahead and take him off the board. That is one thing we do have to keep in mind. You know, at a certain point, we're just going to have to run with the team that we're going to have. We already are at 73 people on roster, plus the fucking 16 that we're going to bring in. We're already going to be over the limit, so we're going to have to cut people that we already have had on the team. That is something to keep in mind as well as we move forward. But we do need to still bring in players that are going to help us win both now and in the future, of course. But for now, that does do it for week 2. So we're going to go ahead and sim to the next week. I do still want to take another look at some more of the kickers. Moses Snow signs. That's all for now. We are in first place on a lot of the guys that are at least popping up on the board right now. But that doesn't change the fact that we got to make sure not to bring in too many people as well. Because if we bring in too many, then we got to just get rid of people. And it's just not a good look as well. Cam Gainwell, 94 speed. I fucking really like that as a transfer. Send him 25. Jack, 94 speed at safety as a transfer. I'm willing to take that as well. Tim, he's a sophomore, 96 speed. Oh, yes, give me that. I got to get some of these guys committed. I need points back. I need points back in like the worst fucking way right now. Jake Gee, we should get back. Lobato, we should get back. Tommy, we should get back, depending on, hopefully, yeah, because it's week 3. So we should get Tommy back. Miles Wood, we should get committed. Jericho Washington, we're probably not going to get committed. Ohio State's just sending too nice of an offer. And I think there's too many options for me to hard sell. We just got to send House and hope for the best at this point. We didn't get a good scout on him, apparently, and so we won't get the option to sell on him. We're going to sell on Randy Orr, though. Roddy Orr. We can get him done. I think he might be the other one, then. I think he might be opposite of Orr. Because he has different proximity to home. I'm just going to leave him, I guess. I don't really have a great option there. Carlos, I think we're fine on. We should get Chris Phillips. Don't really have an option on him. We can send him more points, but I'm trying to look at some of these other kickers at this point. Because a lot of them are going to start getting locked up the more we wait. And I do want to try to find one of those 92 kick power guys. And I'm just going to look at Tevin here, and it doesn't give me anything useful. Thanks for that. Thank you for fucking allowing me to scout his acceleration and his awareness. I really wanted to learn about my kicker's acceleration. Thank you for that. Okay, well, we're going to the next week with basically nothing done. Yay. Oh my god. Week 4-4. So this is the last week. Got to figure out something. Romeo, we get the points back on. Jake, we get the points back on. Tommy, we get the points back on. So we should have plenty of points going around. We did get both the corner, so we were able to beat out Ohio on the Jericho Washington front. Burks, we should have locked up. Gainwell, we should have locked up. We should have the other two guys locked up. Chris is a question mark still at this point, but it's not the end of the world if we don't get him. He isn't a gem. He isn't anything special at this point. I'm going to take another look at Tevin, and it's going to hold it till the end, and he is terrible. Awesome. There's still one more kicker, and we can still look at punters as well. It doesn't matter if they're a punter or a kicker. The only thing that might change is if they do have an ability, you might end up losing it. But other than that, it's not too terrible if you change them to the other, kicker position, I guess you could say. We'll go ahead and grab a couple more. See if we can find one of these 90 plus. So Sterling's technically better than Gee is. But we got his brother, right? Well, let's see. Are they even close to each other? Arizona versus Georgia. We'll just look past that. We'll look past it that they were twins at birth and their parents got divorced and they each got one, right? Nope, we got another 90 kick power, and he's a busted gem. Okay. Deontay Willies does have 93 kick power, but he only has 69 accuracy. Nice. So I guess it would just depend. Like, Bakari has 77 kick accuracy. That's the problem. I'm not going to go after Gee at this point. I'm going to be honest. Not enough kick power. One of you guys is going to have to be the punter. right? We could still go after Bakari here because he does have 90 kick power, so it's still usable. And then he has 77 accuracy, which is fucking awesome. Clutch kicker as well. Really helps his position here. And then Deontay. This guy's... Darren's off the board. He doesn't have enough kick power. These two guys both have pretty good kick power. DeAndre Sterling is pretty good as well. But I think his mental is worse than the other guys. Bakari. And he has works kick accuracy. So it's definitely not Jabrelli or DeAndre at this point. But I am going to send more points to some of the other guys that we do have on the board currently. Just to make sure that we do try to get them. I'm going to take friends and family off of him. I really want Jack at this point. I think he could be a good contributor. Cam, same difference. I want points on at this point. Phillip, same deal at this point. Carlos, we should be fine on, so don't need to send him extra points. Kyle, Chris, we could. Nope, we can't send on a visit yet because he isn't in that phase yet. Nice. Timmy, I'm going to actually take the points off of and send him 50 as well. I do want him. Jack, nobody's even going after, so I don't really have to look at right now. The true question is, do I put one of the kickers that do have interest on me back on the board just in case the punter that I currently have on the board doesn't sign with me? Like, worst case scenario, I accidentally end up with more than what I want. And I have to just deal with it for a year. I think that's like worst case scenario, I guess. Is that somebody has to get cut because I got too many guys on my board. Connor, oh my god, 92 with 76. Oh my god. So it's really coming down to Connor, because he does have 92 kick power and 76 accuracy, so he has the power, and it's only one less kick accuracy than Bakari, right, at that point. I'm going to just keep Bakari on, and I think we'll just say, like, hey, if we accidentally end up with 3, guys on the team that can kick the ball, then we end up with 3 guys that can kick the ball, and we can save one of them and redshirt one of them. We can redshirt one of them at the worst case scenario at that point, right? I think that does kind of do it for most of our guys. Brett Burks, we should be able to get. Missouri's going to be close, but we should be able to get him. Should be able to get the rest. I'll probably just end up spending the rest of the points, making sure I get the guys that I want. I highly doubt there's anybody left that I can realistically go after and be able to make a difference on the team this year. I think is definitely the thing. Crazy how many quarterbacks don't get picked up. It seems like there's an excess amount of quarterbacks. I don't know if that's a balancing issue or what. I do kind of want to look at the rest of the punters if there are any. Just see if there's anybody that has... Well, Deontay Willis is getting kicked off the board. Or Willies, I guess. Because Jace Wilkins is better. I know he's losing 1 power, but he's just better. 92 kick power, gem, mega leg, 73 accuracy. It just makes more sense to go with him than it does Willies. Because Willies, it just isn't good enough, I think. So we're going to take Willies off the board. And I think what we're going to do is I think we're just going to take Bakari off. I think the other guy is just as good. We should be able to get them. We'll send them each 50 or something of that nature. Yeah, we'll send them each 50 and we'll just have to call it a day at that, I think. We'll offer scholarship. Send 50. Take contact, friends and family off. Send 50. We'll send the extra 15 towards Jack, and we'll send the last 5 towards Carlos. That should lock up our recruiting class. Hopefully I would hope that it fucking gives us these 2. I really hope it does. I really hope I don't have to make a fucking fool of myself and run around with fucking no kicker and punter next year, basically, and have walk-ons, but you never know at this point, right? If anything, I'll just move 2 guys to kicker and punter and just be like, congratulations, you're kicker and punter this year. Like, 2 of the quarterbacks just move them to kicker and punter and be like, congratulations, you guys are kicker and punter for the year because I'm a dumbass, right? It should give us them. It should. Never mind, go get Bakari back on the fucking board because I'm a dipshit. Because people are already going after Chase. So yeah, get Bakari back on the board. Congratulations, Bakari, you're coming back to the team. And I need to take points off of people. Carlos, I need 5 points back from you. Okay, that will do it. If we can get the other punter, I would prefer that. But of course, he has interest from other schools. We probably won't end up getting him. We'll probably just have to settle for Bakari and the other guy. So, Brett Burke signs. Carlos Fajardo signs. Cam Gainwell signs. Jace goes to Charlotte, unfortunately. We just got in on him too late. But we do get the punter and the kicker, so we're still in a good situation. Could have went after Willie's just because he had more kick power, but I'm just going to stick with Bakari. Probably should have went after Willie's now that I think about it, because Connor's supposed to be the kicker. Well, you don't watch me for my fucking smarts, I can tell you that much right now. But we did get everybody else in on board, so we do have a good unit coming in. 31 people on the board, 31 people in to the team, which means we do have to release a lot of them, because I counted for 30 guys coming in, which means we're going to have to cut, I think it's 19 at the end of this off season. So that does kind of suck in regards to that. Okay, and we're back. So I went ahead, I made all the position changes that I needed. I went ahead and also did the training results, because I felt like getting that done real quick as well, because it was just me simming through it and getting to the next stage, which is encourage transfers. So something I had to go through. Okay, so after position changes and after getting training results done and taken care of, I then had to go back and change some people's positions back to their original positions. I'm getting boosts to certain positions. One thing went a little overboard. I didn't expect to get boosted this much. I was just trying to boost the tight ends a little bit up to a decent enough overall. They accidentally went above and beyond of what I was expecting them to. But let's go ahead and take a look. So, the biggest problem is we have 19 guys that we got to cut, and that's a lot. And there's going to be guys that we have to cut that I was kind of excited for, whether it was last year, this year, or whatever. And I have my list in front of me, and if I get everybody off the list that's current, well, if I cut everybody that's off the list, I don't have to cut anybody else. So we're just going to go down the list one by one and cut the players at their positions. So Jermaine Pickney, he's gone. He's the worst quarterback out of the bunch. I'm not saying he's bad. He's just the worst out of the bunch. Running backs, it's Terrence Ruffin. Unfortunately, I like Bryce Baker. He got a speed increase as well. So we're going to keep Bryce Baker for one more year. He is a real player. I would like to keep him over a guy that is fictional. Kind of wish we didn't get Cam Gainwell at this point. We could have kept Ruffin then. Wide receiver, we're keeping everybody for now. Browning got a boost. Dozier got a huge boost. And Woolen got a huge boost. David moved up as he has been. Woods and Percy Burns will be usable, just not incredible players. Iglesias literally has not progressed, so he will get cut. We are also cutting Matthew Williams, the senior left tackle. Unfortunately, I am going to get rid of him. He has no room to develop at this point. He's not going to be drafted. I'm going to be cutting him. Alex Hampton is another guy that will not progress enough. Robert Wright will finish out the year, or one of the other guys will step in his place. We will also go with Robel. Riley Robel is also getting cut. I forgot that I had to go back through and find another player. Bono, Tyrone Bono will also get cut. He did not progress enough to keep his spot. Seca, another senior that can't develop enough, wouldn't be able to develop enough, will not get drafted. He is getting cut. At D tackle, these two guys, I made sure I moved their positions so that I can cut them, because sometimes certain positions are a little finicky, like tight end. So we have to cut Hendricks. We have to cut Raymond. We have to cut Magnum. We have to cut Smith. We have to cut Allen. And we have to cut Anders. They will all head to different teams now. And then we move all the way to corner, because we'll get this guy out of the way. Jamari Whitehead as well will get cut. Unfortunately, just didn't develop enough in his time here. Unfortunately, he will be gone. At corner, we are getting rid of Kymon Mathis. Just didn't develop enough over his 3 years. We are also getting rid of Jaden Lewis. I think he transferred in. Unfortunately, he will be getting kicked out. And then we will also be And the last two are at safety. We are going to be cutting Roquan Babineau, unfortunately. The problem with him when we brought him in to begin with was his speed. He is just not going to get much playtime, and I don't think he's going to develop enough. At strong safety, we will be cutting Aiden Jackson, the senior. Again, won't get drafted. No more time to develop. He is out, and that will get us down to 85. Now, of course, next year, if they implement it, we will have, I think, roster spots up to 105, which, no offense, EA, you're going to have to get a lot more fucking prospects because, or maybe you won't. Maybe it'll just be like the same amount of prospects. You just get to keep more of your players for a longer period of time. But, you know, you won't have to cut as many players, so many young players at a certain given point. But overall, the team looks very good. Yeah, if you can't tell, the tight ends went a little overboard. I moved them to offensive line to get them a better blocking grade, to get them upgraded, and I moved them back, and yeah, it's kind of went a little overboard with Javante Nagy, 96 overall, so yeah. But everybody else is legit. Breeze, Lacey, Woolen, Burley, Ellis, all developed on their own. So we'll have some seniors that will definitely get drafted. I really hope Kevin Breeze doesn't leave me. If you do, you're a bitch, by the way. Jordan Woolen, he could also leave if he really wanted to. But Lacey, Burley, and Ellis could all get drafted. If Bo Masco has a good season and gets some XP, he could definitely get drafted as well. Brian Mays, same deal. But everybody else should be fine for now. Javante Nagy, I would expect to go into the draft. So we'll have Simple going into next season. I didn't expect it to be that big of an overall boost. Normally on my Marshall Dynasty, it was only a couple overalls. It was like, oh hey, it took my tight end from a 75 to an 80 instead of going up one overall point every fucking year that they're a tight end. So, but that will be the roster for this upcoming season. So we did, like I said, encourage transfers. We're going to stay in the conference. We'll go ahead and sim to the next week now. So that gets the off season done and underway for the regular season now. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting season. Custom schedule. Gonna be running back, of course, the same goddamn opponents for conference play for the gazillion time in a row. But something that we did last year is I want to schedule maybe some weaker top 25 games. BYU could be one. I wouldn't mind playing them. ECU, definitely a lower overall. We could definitely try to beat them, of course. We still got to schedule, of course, our normal games as well, getting Kennesaw State involved and stuff like that. But for now, I think it's going to be ECU, and I think it's going to be BYU. Now, I know that's kind of cheesy. I get it. That's kind of cheesy. It's just something I'm going to do, right? It's going to get me a win, hopefully, anyway. If it's anything like last year, we're not going to get a win, so don't worry. Even if we do this, it's not like it's going to guarantee us a fucking win. So we'll go ECU, we'll go BYU, and then we'll go... I think we'll go ahead and take on Kennesaw State after this. Get us a victory. Nope, can't schedule them because I got to open up a spot. Woohoo. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take on Kennesaw State as well then. Get them scheduled, and then we will have one more game that we can kind of spare out. I don't think I need to schedule anybody else at the current stage. I don't want to schedule Georgia right now just because... Oh, it is Georgia Tech that I have to schedule. I think we played... Do we go at ECU versus BYU, at Kennesaw versus Georgia Tech? I don't remember if we played Georgia Tech on the road. I think we played them at their home stadium last time. So they will come to our stadium. If it does get fucked up, then that's my fault. They'll get back-to-back years next year. But for now, I think that's how this season is going to open. We're going to open up with 4 games, have a couple weeks off, and then get into our conference play, and then finish out the season. I think that's a good set schedule. Like I said, I just like getting week 0 done and out of the way. We're going to go ahead and save those changes. That will be the schedule for this year. We will go ahead and get red shirts done as well. So basically anybody that can get one is probably going to be getting one. Tommy's getting one. Brennan Averill, I just don't expect to play much right away. He's going to get playing time. He's going to play a lot. Trust me, he's not going to transfer out. Kyle, it would be 5th or even 4th. He wouldn't even be playing, so we're going to go ahead and redshirt both of them. Josh Orlando, same deal. CJ Marshall, the 2 centers. We're also going to redshirt both the other 2 guards, as well as Donahue and Chester. Get both of them redshirted out. All the edges will get redshirted out. I just don't see any world where we need to be playing them right away. Especially with the guys that we have in front of them. We definitely have some decent edge rushers this year. Hopefully we can get a little bit more pressure. Carlos will redshirt. Lee will redshirt. And then, of course, Lobato will redshirt as well. We do have Javon and Chauncey that will redshirt because they are super far down the depth chart right now. Ty will also get redshirted, and that should just about do it. We don't have as many redshirts going around, but we definitely still have a good amount going out this season. Now, of course, we do need to set up the recruiting board. That is the last thing we will do. Hopefully we have some opportunities to get some 5 stars as well again this year, but I'm not going to hold my breath on it. And nobody's interested in coming here. Okay, so then, what do we want to go after? I think we need an offensive lineman. We're going to go after the 3rd ranked guy in the nation. I think we still need a wide receiver. We're going to go after George here. We need a D tackle, so I'm going to add both of those to our board. We need another tackle. I'm going to add him. We need safety help because one of our safeties will be leaving us. So we'll add this 5-star safety. We do need a corner. And then we'll add the other corner. We'll add the other tackle. And that should just about do it. 4-star prospects. I don't think we need QB right now. I think we're good on that. Running back, I think I could use some help at. If there's anybody interested in coming to my school, no, there is not. I would like a power back then, please. Is there a good power back? Board and Bell, I guess. Beck could be the 2. Receiver, we could always look at a receiver. I just got to find the right one, of course. I would like to find a deep threat receiver if possible. 6'3" deep threat. Yeah, I'll take him. Offensive guard, I'm going to need a couple guys. Let's see, is there anybody interested in us? There's a couple. Danucci would go along with the other Danucci. And then Canaday would also go along with our other Canaday guy. The 2 tackles, I'm fine with adding both of them to my board. The center, that's fine. I can add him to my board. The edge rushers, I'm not 100% really needing at the moment. But we'll add one of them that I do kind of like. D tackle, we'll add both of the 4 stars that do have interest in us. Linebacker, never could go wrong with a pass coverage linebacker. Middle linebacker, we should be fine on with both Trey and the 5-star. Corner, we'll add both the corners that are interested in us. Safety, we will add every single safety that is interested in us, because even though we do have some decent young depth, I still want to get as many of those pieces in as humanly possible. I don't think we need anything else. We could definitely look at a quarterback if there's one that I like. Clifton McKenzie, that's fine. I'll look at him then. And then I want to look at a couple extra guards, just because I know that we need centers and we need guards going into next year. We'll look at Brown. We'll look at Rosie. We'll look at Eduardo Fajardo. Look at Tamia. And we'll look at one center. We'll look at Tom Fasano. That will do it for... Oh, I don't know why I backed all the way out of recruiting, but I did. Dumbass. And then we'll just go down the list, I think, at this point. We'll just go down the list. Do we just go ahead and send... I think the smart thing to do is just to send scholarships first and then come back. Right? Because even a broken gem 5-star is probably better than anybody we have currently in most of these positions, and could probably develop more than most of these people at these positions that we do have. So it's not like the end of the world if we end up going after a broken 5-star, and I think it just makes more sense, right? So we're just going to go ahead and send scholarships to every single player, and then we'll end up scouting, and any points we have left over, then we can possibly take some guys off that we don't necessarily want after scouting them. If we can even scout everybody. I highly doubt it. I think it gets really close even if you have like 900 points at this stage. So I don't think we'll probably be able to hit it, but you never know. But yeah, because we're already at 500. You figure 20 points per recruit at minimum, if not 30 on some of the guys. So no way we can scout everybody, but just sending out scholarships will help us increase our likelihood of getting a good jump on these guys, as well as just being able to kind of realize where we're at. Are we even in a race? Are we not in a race? That type of stuff. If we're not in a race, we can pull out, say, no, never mind, we're good. We're going to go ahead and start looking at other players, all that fun stuff. Quincy's very good, of course. George is a gem. Nick Calcantara, not bad. Nelson Azor, Eduardo Soria, the left tackle. Dalton Newson, pretty good. The corner, not great with his speed, but still usable. Lane Yavantes, broken gem corner, 5-star. Could definitely go after him if some of these other teams decide that they don't want to go after him. Dennis Bell, holy shit, that's definitely somebody I want to go after now. Stephen Payne is very good. Evan Ritchie, Glenn Canaday, Gerald Hemphill, Clifton. Some of these last names, dude, I'm just like, holy shit, how do I fucking pronounce that shit? Gerald LeBourne, Dylan Baquette, Mike Krasinski, something of that nature. Yeah, we're not even going to get through everybody. We're not even relatively close. Who's somebody I kind of wanted scouted? Start scouting that guy. But that should just about do it for the off-season video. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy. Hopefully, you guys didn't think that the fucking tight end glitch was too stupid. But overall, we're in a good spot. We have the custom schedule set up. Preseason top 25 we're not a part of. Preseason All-Americans, I highly doubt we have many people in that listing, especially both nationally. But Sunbelt-wise, Jordan Woolen, Spencer Dozier, who hasn't played a snap, so that makes no sense. Javante Nagy, I don't even think would be announced as the starter yet. Robert Wright, I could understand. Josh Schultz, I could understand. Kevin Breeze, Elijah Lacey, Vic Burley, JT Wharton, again, also no. So, just looking at some of the teams, seeing where we're at, seeing where it expects us to be. Let's see, if we go national, can we see preseason, like, freshmen? No? Okay. Well, like I said, if you guys did enjoy this video, please stick around and subscribe. I'll be back with more videos like this. But for now, we will be moving into the 2027 season, where we will start playing the full games. This is going to be full content now. It's going to be full games now that we have our own team. The team is kind of set up in our own way and what we want to do. So we will be taking over the full games and playing all 40 minutes of the game. I'm going to look at recruiting on my own time and figure out if there's any guys that we can really hop in on. If there's guys we can't hop in on, probably going to pull out of them. But overall, fun video, getting the team set up in the way it is. I also need to go into my sheets and get a lot of information filled in and get customization for certain players done. So I don't know when exactly the next video is going to come out, because that's a 2-hour process, just filling in all my sheets information as well as customizing each and every individual player to get them into the correct spots. Now, I will say I kind of do want to do something for YouTube, where if you guys do want to subscribe to the channel, well, not subscribe, but have the be a member, I might open something to that for $2-3 where you get the videos a day early, as well as you have naming rights to a player every season if there's not enough people, or every franchise. I would think it would be every season at first. So if you guys were to be interested in that, let me know down below, and I'll be back with more videos like this. But with that being said, I'm out. Peace.